What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name's Cody. So if you've read the title of the video, you know what it's about already, but basically I'm going to be installing a tachometer for the gauge cluster of my truck. Now, I didn't know this was even possible to do. I've had this truck for about 3 years now, and it's been the one thing that's just bugged me about my entire truck, so much so that I've even considered selling it. I'm a mechanical guy, and I just like to know what my engine's doing at certain RPMs, and so not having a tachometer, it just bugged me. I could have installed an aftermarket one years ago, but it only has 97,000 miles, and the dash is just perfect. And there's no cracks, there's no holes, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. I just didn't want to destroy the originality of the truck, so I just let it go. I put it out of my mind and just said to myself, you know, whatever. So basically I was watching Central Oregon Shenanigans the other day, and on a totally different topic. They were restoring their white and red OBS Ford, and one of their subscribers actually sent them an instrument cluster with a tachometer because their truck had the same problem as mine. And so from that conversation back and forth, basically I found out if you take and I'll show you, if you take the existing speedometer and odometer section out of your truck originally and throw it into a cluster with a tachometer, it has the same wiring, same plugins as the one without a tachometer. So Ford was really smart in whenever they put these trucks on the assembly line, they had the same wiring harness whether you had a tachometer or not. And so I don't have to do anything to the fuse box, I don't have to do anything at all. It's literally, guys, plug and play. So I'm gonna get started on it. It should only take me about an hour, and I'm really excited because I've wanted a tachometer in my truck for 3 years now. So if you have an automatic transmission, there's a little cable here that you adjust for your park and drive. So you have to unscrew this little cable here and get a pair of pliers and unloop it from that hook there. So that little copper wire attaches over that. All right, and it should just pop right out. So these are your 3 wiring harnesses here. The middle one, which goes to your speedometer, which is pretty important, and then the right one. They only go in one way, I've heard, so it's really impossible to mess it up. So now that this instrument cluster is out, I just wanted to go over and show you. This is basically what we're swapping out. So this can go to the trash. This is no longer needed, but basically we're going to be taking this centerpiece and putting it into this one with the tachometer. Okay. So that should pop up, and it does. And that should pop off, and it does. Get this piece off. So that should just come out in one unit, and it is. That's how that works. And that's what we're going to be replacing. Basically what we do is we put it in here like that. So now that's in there, and then we just layer the other stuff on. And last but not least, a tachometer. So this is the finished dash. I didn't film this part obviously because if you saw me take it off, it's pretty simple to get it back on. But the hardest part I would say was just getting that little adjustment for the parking diagram here onto the little hook. But once you figure it out, it's really simple. It's not that big of a deal. So let's test it here. I'm going to turn it on. And it works. And I have the exact same mileage, 97,642. The parking brake needle is right where it should be. Goes in every single gear. The oil gauge is right where it should be. The coolant temperature, it's a cold engine right now. The gas gauge is right where it should be. For $30, guys, I finally got a tack in my truck. I didn't have to ruin the nice, clean look of my dash. So that's it. Now that tack is in the truck, I found out I'm running about 3,000 RPM at 60 mile an hour, and that's pretty high, but at least it's something I didn't know yesterday. And that's the whole reason why I did this project. For $30, just taking a couple parts out of one cluster and putting it in the other, it's really worth it. And I would do it again in a heartbeat, honestly. I'd highly recommend it to anyone who's thinking about doing it to their own truck. And if there's anyone who has like questions, comments, concerns, go down in the comments and I'd love to help you out with that. But I'm finally finding out about these Fords slowly but surely that it doesn't take a whole lot to make minor improvements on them, like ball bearings for the window motor that I made a video of a couple weeks ago, or again this instrument cluster that uses the exact same wiring harness for a different gauge cluster setup. It's pretty cool and it makes me love Ford that much more. So anyways guys, a couple channel updates. I want to say thank you to helping me reach over 200 subscribers. It really does mean a lot. It's really helpful to have all the support and the comments and people liking the video, and the views have just gone through the roof these past couple months, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's helped. And also I sold the Suburban. That's been gone for a couple months now, and I got a pretty good price for it, so I'm currently looking for the next restoration project. And it's hard to find because sometimes you find the perfect truck but it goes within 5 hours, or you think it's the right truck and it's just hard to get a hold of them, and it's just hard. But I'm going to find the right one nonetheless. I'm searching every single day, hours at a time, and before you know it, there's going to be another restoration truck on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Anyways guys, thanks so much for watching Waddock Productions. My name's Cody, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.